Hey, what's up guys, Rado here with Dirt and Iron. Well, today we have something new. It's 2019 CRF250RX. We're gonna look at it a little bit closer, so stick around. When I say it's new, it's not only because it's 2019, but this is the first year when Honda came out with a 250 4-stroke off-road race model. So this is RX model, very similar to your R motocross bike, but has significant differences that are making this bike trail worthy and ready for the off-road racing. Well, that's very nice, right? And I think a lot of Honda guys would be super stoked, super happy that this bike came out, because it's really a lot of fun. I rode it a little bit, and I'm gonna share way more after we are done with all racing. I mean, all riding. I'm not gonna race it, with all riding and you know, all testing. But the first impression, it is a cool bike. But with that said, I wish that this bike would be a little bit more further away from the motocross sister or a brother, whatever you call it. So there is a 250R and then 250RX, and the differences between these two bikes are it's a kickstand, which is cool on the trails. I like that. You have 18-inch rear wheel. It's a plus on the trails. You can go with bigger tire, you can have more rubber, it's more forgiving, less prone to pinch flats, so really good over there. It has a big tank. This one is 2.2 gallons. You can go for a longer ride. That's really a good plus. It's kind of sits on the top. We're going to talk about it a little bit later. And then it has slightly different mapping, so the engine is a little more trackable, and but it's exactly the same engine. It has also different maps that you can switch through. I think there's like 3 different positions. And suspension is a little bit softer, especially in the front. It's the spring rate is a little bit different, and I believe the valving is a little bit different for this bike as well. Then also it comes with a skid plate. It's a plastic skid plate that you definitely need when you're riding off-road. It looks like it can withhold some abuse, but I'm pretty sure there is plenty of companies that will come up with the aftermarket stuff once you crack this one. So that's a good stuff to have over there. Then it also has a cover for the front rotor. You're not hitting the rocks and things with your rotor, so that's a good thing. Now what I wish would be different, and it's not, is your transmission. This is a 5-speed closed ratio transmission, exactly the same that you have on your motocross bike, which isn't the best for off-road riding. It would be amazing if you can have a first gear that is a little bit shorter, and then if you have an extra six gear that would be longer, that you can just, you know, pin it on the 6th gear and go 80 miles an hour when you're on that open trails or connecting trails or somewhere wide open. So you don't need to keep it, you know, really pinned and choked in the 5th gear, and you go maybe like, I don't know, 65-70 miles an hour. So if this bike comes with a different transmission, it would be amazing. For riders like myself, like the weekend warriors, if I buy this bike, I'm not gonna race you know, every single weekend. I want to have bike, actually I don't race at all, but I want to have bike that can do it all. I can go a little bit faster pace, but also, you know, take it to the desert, take it to a single track, and just kind of have one bike that can do it all, like an overall package. And this bike is not far from it, but a good transmission would definitely be something that Honda can consider in the future. But I understand this is the first year, so Honda came out with something that is not so different from your R model, so they don't have to, you know, come up with different transmission. It's a lot of work probably, right? But still, this is different than your motocross bike, and I believe this bike will feel really good on the track. I can probably take it on the track and then hit all the jumps. It's a little bit softer, so it would not feel exactly the same as the motocross bike, but I think we will be really close to that feeling. Now on the trails, on the single track and stuff like that, I'm not quite sure. That's why this video I'm super stoked to do, because we're gonna take this bike to these single tracks, 1st gear, 2nd gear sections. We're gonna jump some lags, we're gonna do all kinds of stuff. So first, let's just say a little bit about the look of the bike and the feel. I love it. The bike looks amazing, like a new Honda style. I love it. It looks great. If you like red color like my daughter, man, you would love this bike. So if you're a Honda guy, you should be pretty excited, because this bike is cool. Now it comes with a big tank, which is sitting right on the top. You know, all the extra size, extra volume is on the top, which looks kind of funky. Not too bad though, and it really doesn't bother me when I was riding. it looks kind of big, but it doesn't, you don't feel it at all when you ride it. Now some guys might say that because it sits too high, when you put a lot of fuel in it, you can feel it, it's not as nimble as your motocross bike. Well, yeah, it makes sense because the weight is up there, but personally I didn't feel the difference. You know, I'm not very sensitive. If you are average Joe, you're not gonna feel the difference. That's what I think. Now one thing that I don't really understand, and I want to understand, I'm asking you Honda guys, why this bike comes with 2 pipes. There are 2 exhausts, right? Is it better? Does it look better? Does it perform better? Why is it? Or they just want to be different? I don't really know. Well, this is an off-road bike, so for me, if I buy this bike, it would mean that I would have to put a spark arrestor on this bike to be legal to ride in the forest, which is the only place where I can take this bike. And I would have to buy 2, right? So I don't know, that would be maybe better if I just need to buy 1. And for the look, I'm gonna show you some picture. To me, it doesn't look so amazing. Yeah, it looked a little bit different, but it's not so amazing. So I would be okay with a single pipe. We got this bike from Jay Clark from Dirt Bike TV. He will do the review and also build this bike fully, and you know, do all kinds of good stuff that he usually does to this 254 strokes. And after that, we're gonna get it back and do a little more testing, so we'll be able to compare stock and the build bike. But right now it's 100% stock, so this what you see here is what you're gonna get directly from the showroom floor. The only thing difference are these handguards that we put on. It would be nice if Honda already came with the handguards, maybe in the future, 2020, who knows. This 250RX competes in the same category as Yamaha 250FX and your KTM 250 XCF bike. So it does have quite a few competitors that has been on the market for a long time. So it will be interesting how this bike would compare to those different things. This bike, I already rode it a little bit and it feels good. Today I'm not gonna ride it in the video, but maybe I can let you hear it. It does sound really good, and it's a fast revving and easy revving engine, so it's a lot of fun riding this bike, but at the same time you need to know how to ride it. I'm not really good in riding 250s because I don't really like to rev very high, so with bike like this I would need to learn that and keep it in a high RPM to be able to use the most of the power that this bike offers. Alright guys, I think that's about it for today for this video. I just wanted to show you what I have in the garage and you know, do a little teaser, because we're gonna ride this bike. I'm gonna have it for 2 weeks. I wanna take it to many different terrains, and right after that we'll probably meet back here and talk about all the good points and not so good points that I found out about this beautiful red Little Ripper. Alright guys, that's about it for today, and don't forget, whatever you do, stay motivated. See you later.